Welcome to the National Science and Math Quiz.
Mauli, God with us.
Indios paramus, meaning in God is our hope.
Nothing but the best.
No precor, no meditor, no lucro. We pray, we practice, and we win.
Yes, Elijah.
It's false.
You're right. Yes, Gaddafi.
It's false.
Yes. Yes, Amma.
True.
Yes.
Root 2 times 10 upon negative 5 newtons, or 1.414 times 10 upon negative 5 newtons.
Yes, Jessica.
Condensation polymerization.
You're right. I am a property of matter. For some materials, I decrease when temperature is increased. Yes, Vanderpoy.
Density.
That's incorrect. Prempeh College. That gives you 3 out of 10. Abebio.
Citric acid.
I'm not accepting that. I'm very disappointed. I'm giving every school 1 out of 10. Calm down, compose yourself, and deliver your answer clearly.
Total internal reflection.
You're right. Yes, Jennifer?
Fermentation.
You're right. Yes, Jeremiah?
The streamline shape helps the fish to pass through the water without any problem.
University practice. Questions 1 to 4, all correct. I am happy to award a perfect score. Yes, Michael.
Solenoid.
Solenoid. Welcome to the National Science and Math Quiz. This is the 16th 1A stage contest featuring Pope John Minor Seminary and Senior High School, Benkum Senior High School, and Prempeh College. I have here with me Pope John Minor Seminary and Senior High School, represented by
Safo Isaac, year 3.
Q Maxwell, final year.
You are very welcome, Pope John Senior High School. Your school has a long history with the National Science and Math Quiz. You are one-time winners, winner of the 2001 edition of the competition. Last year, that's more recent history, you went to the 1A stage just like this, and it was New Dwaben Senior High School that took you out. I'm sure you intend to move further this year. All right. Any message?
Our message is simple. All we have to say is, be still and know that I am God. That's
all right. Thank you and best wishes to you. Next is Benkum Senior High School, represented by
Abayata Alfred, final year. Osei Mensa Ugentiamo, final year.
You are very welcome, gentlemen. Benkum Senior High School is joining us from the preliminary stage of competition, where they had one of the highest scores of the preliminary competition. Any message?
Our message is, as David proclaimed during the battle with Goliath, in 1 Samuel 17, verse 47, that says, let all the congregation know that the Lord neither saved by spear nor shield, because the battle is the Lord's.
Thank you, gentlemen, and best wishes. I'm a bit afraid. Finally, I have here with me Prempeh College, represented by
Bill Ransford, final year.
Abuajidan So Daniel, final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen. Prempeh College, you have a very long history with the National Science and Math Quiz as well. Prempeh College won the first edition of the competition in 1994, and then later on in 1996. But that's long history. In recent times, last year you were here and you came all the way to the quarterfinals. Then you met with Adan Senior High School. This year, things are going to be different, right? Okay, what's your message?
Our message is the perfect will of God shall prevail.
All right. Thank you and best wishes. I better not say much. We shall see who Goliath is and who... I'll sit down. Contestants, the contest comes to you in 4 rounds as usual. The first round is a round for fundamental concepts. Simple, direct questions requiring simple, direct answers from you. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it gets passed on to the other 2 schools to rank for. Once a school ranks and answers correctly, a bonus point. If the answer is incorrect, it fetches a penalty point. For questions that require calculations, you have 30 seconds in which to deliver your answer. If there are no calculations involved, you have 10 seconds in which you can do so. All questions are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all 3 schools. I have a preamble for all schools, after which I will come to you, Pope John. All right? Okay, so this is a preamble. You are given the geometric figures, rectangle, parallelogram, kite, trapezium, and rhombus. In which of these figures are... That's the preamble. Please, did you get your preamble? All right. So, Pope John, the diagonals perpendicular. Yes, Maxwell?
Rhombus and kite.
You're right. Prempeh College, the opposite sides parallel and congruent. Yes, Abwaje.
The rectangle, the parallelogram, and the rhombus.
You're right. The opposite angles not congruent. Yes, Urija.
Trapezium.
2.
Parallelogram.
You're making things worse. 2 out of 3. The right answer is trapezium and kite. Name the enzyme that is involved in the coagulation of milk in the stomach of a young mammal. Yes, Osafo.
Renin.
You're right. Name the enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of peptide bonds, breaking down proteins into smaller peptides in the stomach. Bio.
Pepsi.
You're right. What name is given to the precursor or inactive form of the pancreatic enzyme trypsin? Urija.
Trypsinogen.
You're right. Name 3 metals of which they or their ores are mined in Ghana. Yes, Maxwell.
Aluminium, iron, and tin.
2 out of 3. For aluminium and iron. The others are gold and manganese. No tin. Prempeh College. Name the second most abundant element in the universe. Yes, Bio.
Helium.
You're right. Which element is thought to make up 90% of all atoms in the universe? Urija.
Hydrogen.
You're right. Next set, 30 seconds. Pope John. The peak voltage of a sinusoidal signal is 10 volts. Find its RMS voltage. Osafo.
7 volts.
Yes. Prempeh College. The RMS voltage of a sinusoidal signal is 28 volts. Find its peak voltage. Yes, Abwaje.
28 with 2 volts.
Okay. Benkum. The peak voltage of a pure sine wave signal is 10 volts. Find its average voltage. Urija.
10 volts.
That's incorrect for a bonus. Yes, Abwaje.
0 volts.
0 volts. Find the inverse of the given matrix. That's the preamble. Your matrix A is a 2 by 2 matrix with elements 2, 3, 3, 5. Osafo.
5 minus 3, 3, 2.
That's incorrect. Yes, Abwaje.
The answer is a 2 by 2 matrix with elements 5, -3, -3, 2.
Yes. Prempeh College, with the same preamble, your matrix B is a 2 by 2 matrix with elements 1, 6, 1, 9. Bio.
The answer is a 2 by 2 matrix with entries 3, -2, -1 on 3, 1 on 3.
You're right. With the same preamble, your matrix C is a 2 by 2 matrix with elements 4, -4, -2, 3. Urija.
The inverse is a 2 by 2 matrix with values 3 on 4, 1, 1 on 2, and 1.
You're right. Name the taxon that contains a single specific organism. Yes, Osafo?
The species.
Yes. Name the taxon that contains organisms which are believed to be related only by descent. Yes, Bio?
Kingdom.
You're right. Name the taxon which contains organisms that can interbreed to produce fertile offspring. Yes, Urija?
The species.
Yes. Pope John. Which atoms or elements are bonded directly to the carbonyl group in acid chloride? Yes, Osafo?
Oxygen and chlorine atom.
2 out of 3. It's carbon and chlorine. Prempeh College. Which atoms or elements are bonded directly to the carbonyl group in an amide? Abwaje.
NH2 and carbon.
I'm not accepting the NH2, but I'll give you 2 out of 3 for the carbon. It's carbon and nitrogen. Benkum, which elements or atoms are bonded directly to the carbonyl group in an acid anhydride? Urija.
Madam, the carbon and hydrogen and oxygen.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. It's carbon and oxygen. Preamble. One plate of a charged parallel plate capacitor with air between its plates is connected to the cap of a gold leaf electroscope, and the other plate is connected to the case of the electroscope. Please, did you get the preamble? Yes, okay, Pope John. What is observed when the plate connected to the case is moved towards the other plate without losing any charge? Yes, Maxwell.
The leaves don't diverge.
No, that's incorrect for bonus. The deflection of the gold leaf decreases. Prempeh College, with the same preamble, what is observed when the common area between the plates is decreased without losing any charge? Yes, Abwaje.
The deflection between the leaf and the brass plate will decrease. The deflection of the gold leaf electroscope will decrease.
Decrease?
Yes, ma'am.
No, that's incorrect. The right answer is that it will increase. No bonus. Benkum, with the same preamble. What is observed when a neutral dielectric is inserted between the plates without losing any charge? Yes, Eureka.
Madam, since it is neutral, there will be no deflection.
That's incorrect. Does anybody want it? The right answer is that the deflection of the gold leaf will decrease. It solves the variation problem. That's the preamble. Pope John, y varies directly as x, and y is equal to 9 for x is equal to 2. Find y when x is equal to 5. Yes, Osafo.
Y is equal to 22.5. Y is equal to 22.5.
Yes. With the same preamble, y varies inversely as x, and y is equal to 2/3 when x is equal to 1/4. Find y when x is equal to 1/6. Yes, Abwaje.
Y is equal to 1.
You're right. Benkum, with the same preamble, y varies inversely as x, and y is equal to 0.3 for x is equal to 0.1. Find y when x is equal to 0.3. Yes, Eureka.
0.1.
You're right. Preamble to all schools. Give the main functions of the following parts of a seed. That's the preamble. Pope John, micropyle. Yes, Osafo.
This is a pore on the seed which allows water and the nutrients to get to the growing embryo.
Okay. Prempeh College, hilum. Yes, Abwaje.
Okay. It is a scar which represents the point of attachment of the seed to the seed stalk or funicle.
Okay, go ahead. I'll give it to you. The point of attachment of the seed to the ovary wall. All right. Benkum, tester. Yes, Eureka.
The tester is the outer cover of the seed and it protects the seed.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds. Pope John, what is the oxidation state of phosphorus in its oxide P4O6? Yes, Maxwell.
+3.
You're right. Prempeh College, what is the oxidation state of arsenic in AsO4 3-? Yes, Bill.
+5.
You're right. Benkum, what is the oxidation state of phosphorus in its oxide P4O10? Urija?
+5.
You're right. Pope John. A 2 microcoulomb charge moves with speed 10 meters per second perpendicular to a 5 Tesla uniform magnetic field. Find the magnitude of the force on the charge. Maxwell.
1 times 10 to the power minus 4 newtons.
Yes. Prempeh College. A 2 microcoulomb charge moves with speed 10 meters per second at an angle of 30 degrees to a 5 Tesla uniform magnetic field. Find the magnitude of the force on the charge. Yes, Bio?
50 micronewton.
Yes. Benkum. The magnitude of the force on a 2 microcoulomb charge moving with a speed of 10 meters per second perpendicular to a uniform magnetic field is 20 micronewtons. Find the magnitude of the field. Urija.
Two times 10 to the power 9 Tesla. Negative 9 Tesla.
That's incorrect. Yes, Osafo.
1 Tesla.
It's 1 Tesla. A worker earns 360 Ghana cedis a month and spends 70 Ghana cedis on rent, 50 Ghana cedis on transport, 150 Ghana cedis on food, and saves the rest. Find the percentage of his monthly salary. Okay, Pope John. Spent on food. Go ahead.
41.33%.
That's incorrect. Yes, Abwaje.
41.67%.
Okay. Your major question with the same preamble. Spent on rent and transport. Yes, Bio?
33.33%.
Yes. With the same preamble. That he saves.
25%.
You're right. State the class of the following organisms. That's the preamble. Pope John. Centipede. Yes, Osafo?
Class Chilopoda.
Yes. Spider. Yes, Bio?
Class Arachnida.
Yes. Snail. Yes, Urija?
Gastropoda.
Yes. A salt A of formula mass 75 has solubility of 0.00012 mole per decimeter cubed at 30 degrees Celsius in water. Calculate the concentration of a saturated solution at 30 degrees Celsius in parts per million of A. Yes, Osafo?
1.2 times 10 raised to the power 2 parts per million.
That's incorrect. Yes, Bio?
0.12 parts per million.
No. The right answer is 9 parts per million. 9. Your major question, Prempeh. A salt B of formula mass 86 has solubility of 0.10 mole per decimeter cubed at 30 degrees Celsius in water. Calculate the mass of salt that a 250 centimeter cubed hot solution containing 5.0 grams will deposit when cooled to 30 degrees Celsius. Yes, Abwaje?
2.85 grams.
You're right. Benkum, a salt sea of formula mass 72 has solubility of 0.30 mole per decimeter cubed at 80 degrees Celsius in water. State if in a crystallization exercise, using 6 grams of C in a volume of 250 centimeter cubed of water, all will go into solution. If not, calculate how much will be left. Yes, Urija.
Not all will go into solution, and 3.84 grams will be left.
1 out of 3. Not all will go into solution. The amount left will be 0.6 grams. Last set of questions, 30 seconds with a preamble. The spring constant of a slinky is 20 Newton per meter. Find its potential energy when it is stretched by the given amount. That's the preamble. Please, did you get your preamble? All right. Pope John, 1 centimeter. Yes, Maxwell.
10 to the power minus 5 Newton.
That's incorrect. Yes, Bio.
1 times 10 to the negative 3 joules.
Yes. Your major question with the same preamble. 1 millimeter. Bio.
1 times 10 to the negative 5 joules.
Yes. With the same preamble, 5 millimeters. Urija.
25 times 10 to the power negative 5 joules.
Okay. That's the end of the first round. At the end of the first round, Pope John Minor Seminary and Senior High School has 32 points. Benkum Senior High School has 32 points. Prempeh College has 48 points. Round 2. In this round, I'm going to present all 3 schools with a single question, the problem of the day. From the time I ask you to begin, you have 3 minutes in which to present a single answer from your school. The problem of the day is worth 10 points. Let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Problem of the day. An elastic material has a Young's modulus of 10 gigapascals. A rod made of the material has square cross-section of side 2 millimeters and a length of 50 meters. A 100 Newton tensile load is applied to the rod. A, determine the stress in the rod. B, determine the elongation of the rod. And C, calculate the elastic energy density, that is the energy per unit volume stored in the rod. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. You may now begin. Please stop writing and present your answers. Prempeh College. The contestants have presented their answers. Before we award the marks, let's look at the suggested solution from the consultants. This is a problem in physics, specifically materials, strength of materials. So we have an elastic material with a Young's modulus 10 gigapascal. We have a rod of the material which has a square cross-section and a side dimension of 2 millimeters with a length of 50 meters. Now we are told that a 100 Newton tensile load is applied to it. And after this, we are to determine certain things. The first step is to determine the stress in the rod. Stress is simply the load divided by the cross-sectional area on which the load is applied. So we have 100 newtons divided by, remember this is a cross-section which is a square, and so the side squared divided by the side dimension squared. So 100 newtons divided by 2 times 10 to the power negative 3 meters squared. And this should give us 25 megapascals. 3 points. Next is to determine the elongation of the rod. The elongation is given by the original length multiplied by the strain in the rod. Now, strain is given by the stress divided by the Young's modulus. All of these are given. So we have the change in length or the elongation given by the length of the rod multiplied by the stress in the rod divided by the Young's modulus. Let's substitute. We have 50 meters multiplied by 25 times 10 to the power 6 pascals. That was what we calculated for stress. Divided by 10 times 10 to the power 9 pascals. That's the Young's modulus. And this, after correct calculation, should give you 0.125 meters. 3 points. Finally, calculate the elastic energy density. That is the energy per unit volume stored in the rod. All right, here we know what the strain is. We have the strain. The strain is 0.125 meters. Now we divide by the length, and so that gives, that's the elongation actually. The elongation, delta L, or change in length, is the 0.125 meters divided by the original length. That's the strain. 50 meters, and that gives 0.0025. And the energy density is given by half times the Young's modulus multiplied by the strain squared. So we have 0.5, that's a half, multiplied by 10 times 10 to the power 9 pascals, Young's modulus, multiplied by the strain which we have just calculated, 0.0025 squared. If you go through the calculation, you would actually come up with 31,250 joules, which you can round up to 31 kilojoules, 4 points, giving a total of 10 points. This is the suggested solution from the contestants. Pope John. Yes, you have the right setup to calculate for the stress in the rod, but when it came to the area, I don't know what happened with your squaring. You forgot to square the 2. And so the answer you have there is wrong. For the right process, I'm giving you 2 out of the 3. The rest of it, honestly, I don't know what you're doing. You don't even define your terms, so I can't even follow what it is you're trying to accomplish with all of that there. All right, so you have 2 out of 10. Benkum calculated correctly for the stress in the rod, 3 points. Then when it came to the elongation, they have the right setup. They substituted, and it became a long calculation. And you see this thing with the standard form matter. They have a calculation. Unfortunately, the final answer is not right. They are off by 1 decimal place. So I'm going to give 2 out of 3 for that section. And then that's the end. There's nothing else in terms of the energy density. So that gives you 5 out of 10. Prempeh College. You set up the right equation to calculate for the stress in the rod. I don't know what you were thinking. Just gathering your thoughts, you put the decimal place in the wrong spot for your final answer. So for the process, 2 out of 3. Final answer is not right. Your decimal point that should not have been there. All right. Then for the second part, the elongation, you went through the process and calculated correctly for it. 3 points. Then the last part, the energy density, you actually have the right formula. You substituted, but the calculation, you couldn't complete that exercise. Okay, so I'm adding 2 to what you have. That gives you 7 out of 10. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 2. You may pick up your notepads. Round 3. In this round, I'm going to present you with statements. When you receive your statement, please consider the statement carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are wrong, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case that statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. Once a school rings and answers correctly, 2 full points. If the answer is incorrect, it fetches the penalty point. Best wishes to all schools. The wavelength of the fundamental note of a pipe closed at one end is 4 times the length of the pipe if the end effects are neglected. Yes, Bill?
It's true.
You're right. The wavelength of the first overtone of a pipe closed at one end is 2 times the length of the pipe if end effects are neglected. Alfred?
It's true.
No, that's a false statement. Pope John, the frequency of the first overtone of a pipe closed at one end is 3 times the frequency of the fundamental note. Yes, Maxwell?
True.
Yes. ZNS is a white solid. Yes, Bill?
It's true.
You're right. Copper 2 hydroxide is soluble in dilute ammonia.
It's false.
Yes, Alfred?
It's false.
No, it's a true statement. It actually gives a deep blue solution. Pope John, calcium sulfide is white. Yes, Maxwell?
True.
No. It's a false statement because calcium sulfide doesn't even exist. The absolute value of a number may be positive or negative. Yes, Bill?
It's false.
You're right. The absolute value of a number is always positive.
It's true.
Yes, Alfred?
It's true.
No. Consider 0. Absolute value of 0 is 0, which is not positive. All right, Pope John. For a negative number, its absolute value is its additive inverse. Yes, Osafo?
False.
Oh, that's a true statement. Prempeh College. The lower portion of the pistil of a flower produces pollen. Bio,
It's false.
you're right. Pollen tubes grow through the style towards the ovule of a flower. Yes, Eureka.
True.
Yes. In angiosperms, the female reproductive organ is the pistil, and it is present in the middle of the flower. Osafo?
True.
Yes. The divergence of the leaf of a positively charged gold leaf electroscope decreases when a positively charged rod is brought near the cap of the electroscope. Bio?
It's false.
Yes. The divergence of the leaf of a negatively charged gold leaf electroscope increases when a negatively charged rod is brought near the cap of the electroscope. Yes, Eureka.
It's true.
You're right. The divergence of the leaf of a negatively charged gold leaf electroscope increases when a positively charged rod is brought near the cap of the electroscope. Yes, Osafo?
False.
You're right. The first ionization energy of carbon is lower than that of nitrogen. Bio?
It's true.
Yes. The first ionization energy of the inert gases, helium, neon, and argon, are nearly the same. Eureka?
Madam, it's false.
Yes. The first ionization energy of hydrogen is higher than that of lithium. Yes, Maxwell?
True.
You're right. For a constant function, the derivative is 0. Bio?
It's true.
Yes. If at a point on a curve the derivative vanishes, then the point is a maximum point. Yes, Eureka?
Madam, it's false.
Yes. A point on a curve at which the derivative is 0 is a stationary point. Yes, Osafo?
True.
Yes. Last set of statements. Chiasmata occur both in mitosis and meiosis. Yes, Bio?
It's false.
Yes. Crossing over occurs in mitosis, but not in meiosis. Yes, Eureka.
Madam, it's false.
You're right. Pairing of homologous chromosomes occurs in both mitosis and meiosis.
False.
Yes, Osafo?
False.
Yes. And that's the end of the third round. At the end of the third round, Pope John Minor Seminary and Senior High School has 44 points. Benkum Senior High School has 44 points. Prempeh College has 71 points. Final round, round 4. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddles. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. If you solve it on the second clue, 4 points. If you solve it on the third or any clue thereafter, 3 points. In order to solve a riddle, you need to draw my attention. You do that by ringing your bell. May I hear your bell, Pope John? Thank you. Yours, Benkum. Thank you. And yours, Prempeh College. Thank you. When you ring, your answer must be ready. There are 4 riddles. First one. I am distinguished by my electrical conductivity, which increases as temperature increases. I am, yes, Urija.
Electrical resistivity.
No. Maxwell.
Semiconductor.
No, I can't accept that. Prempeh College. I am a type of semiconductor material. I am not intrinsic. I can be made by introducing controlled amounts of a trivalent element into silicon. I have more holes in my valence band than electrons in my conduction band. So who am I? Yes, Bill.
P-type semiconductor.
You're right. I read all the clues, 3 points. Next riddle. I am described as common, natural, or binary according to my base. In essence, I am an exponent or a power. Before calculators, I was of much use in computation. For the exponential, n is equal to a raised to the power x to base a, I am x. In my common form, for 10, I am 1, and for 100, yes, Abwaje?
Exponents.
Oh. Yes, Maxwell?
Logarithm.
It's logarithm. I was reading the last clue, 3 points. I consist of 2 types of cells. One cell type is almost isodiametric in shape, whereas the other cell type is tall and axially oriented. I am found in dicots and gymnosperms, but not in monocots. I am a cylinder of unspecialized meristem cells that divide to give new cells, which then specialize to form secondary vascular tissues. I am located between the xylem and the phloem. Yes, Bio.
Vascular cambium.
You're right. I was reading the last clue. 3 points. Last riddle. My early formal education was restricted to reading, writing, and arithmetic. I was the 3rd of 4 siblings. From age 14 and for 8 years, serving as an apprentice of a local bookbinder. Yes, Bio.
Michael Faraday.
You're right. I was reading the 3rd clue, 3 points, and that's the end of round 4. At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. Benkum Senior High School has 44 points. Pope John Minor Seminary and Senior High School has 47 points. Prempeh College has 80 points. Benkum Senior High School, thank you for being here. You did very well. Unfortunately, today was not quite it. Best wishes to you. Pope John Minor Seminary and Senior High School, thank you for being here. A difficult day. Best wishes to you. Congratulations, Prempeh College. Very impressive score. Prepare well, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the quarterfinals. Best wishes to you. Viewers, thank you for joining us for this contest. Next time, we'll bring you the 17th 1A stage contest featuring Eguafo Ebrim Senior High School, St. Mansu Senior High School, and St. Charles Senior High School. See you next time. Bye.